Well, Barry, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, Trump speaks again. Did you watch yeah, I tell you what. Did you watch that last night?
No, I was doing our Torah 101
Oh,
last
that's
night,
right. That's right.
so I
Yeah.
was not privy to the TV. I did see a picture that was interesting and a great change. A previous administration, Netanyahu had come and was left sitting in a waiting room while the president
Yeah.
had dinner.
Yeah.
I saw a picture where our current president was pulling out a chair for Netanyahu to sit at the table and to seat him. So
Yeah. Things
it's
have
just a change of
changed.
atmosphere, I
Yeah.
guess.
Things have changed. Things have changed dramatically. And I went into this a little bit on my Living Torah program this morning. I recorded, but maybe we could take this a little bit more of a look at this. Um, I think that the surprise to me, I woke up this morning, looked at the headlines. It was like, okay, Trump is now. We've got Canada as the 51st state. Greenland is going to be a territory, and now Gaza is going to be the next Puerto Rico or something for us.
Riviera of the Middle East is
The
what
Riviera of the Med, and you know it's amazing. I saw Kathy and I were watching the news last night, and the NBC was riding along in a chopper. The NBC reporter was riding along in a chopper that was taking so-called supplies from Jordan into Gaza. And as they were going along from south to north, I think it was, you could, yeah, it would have been. There's a road there, which is the Gaza border. To the right of that, to the east, is fertile farmland, green, luxurious. I mean, as Trump would say, it was beautiful. To the left, I mean, the dirt. Okay, this is the road right there in the center. To the right is green. To the left, it's not even brown. It's just dirt. Now, it's obvious to me that because that road was put there, that no crops could be grown on the west side of that road. That probably, caused something to happen on the planet. No, wait a minute. This was the picture of this area and what has happened.
I read a report from a U.S. Special Envoy to the Middle East, Witkoff, I think is his name.
Yeah.
His estimation was it would take, if we cleaned out the people, we or whoever cleaned out the people and relocated the people, just to go in and take care of any munitions that may be left over, finding them and defusing them, getting rid of them would take 2 years.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
That it would take another, I forget how many years he said, to remove the debris, just bulldoze the place from one end to the other, excluding whatever farmland they may have. And then you need to use sonar equipment and determine where the tunnel systems are and eradicate them, because they would um, they would hurt the integrity of whatever foundation for buildings that you would put up.
Yeah.
So he was saying, it's going to take overall 10 to 20 years to reimagine the entire area. Now, they overestimate oftentimes, they underestimate too often. How long would it take? Mike, I met a guy. It had to be 15, 20, 17, 18 years ago. This area has Langley, the CIA headquarters, is just down the way.
Yeah.
And a lot of special forces, black ops style people they're in and around the area. And the old guy with the cane and the long hair and the scowl look, don't mess with him. He'll probably take that cane and shove it down your throat and come out your toenails.
Yeah.
So we call them spooks, and you ask them, hey, I hadn't seen you for a while. Where you been? South, been down south. And that's their rhetorical go-to answer. But we mentioned Gaza to this one particular guy that we knew had been in such actions. He growled.
Hmm.
He said, there's nothing worth saving. Bulldoze the whole thing into the sea and start over. And that was an attitude of someone that had been there, seen it, in the middle of it, and saw nothing. I mean, that was many years ago. But even now, if you look at it, it looks like the landscape of Germany from World War II.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. And this is the tragedy, Barry, is that, that Gaza, the area, Gush Katif, that general area, when in 2015, when Ariel Sharon gave that over to the Palestinians,
and that wasn't it?
Huh?
You said 2015. It was early.
2005. I'm sorry, 2005. When he gave, I was actually there. He gave them. This is 20 years ago now. He gave them Gaza. He gave them Gush Katif. He gave them all of this. It was a fertile farmland in that time. They were working on aquaponics, hydroponic greenhouses, all kinds of things. And to go from that to what we have today is really, I think, a life lesson in which, when we refuse to take control of what the Father is giving us in life, don't be surprised if later on it's a barren wasteland. There are areas of our lives that can become a barren wasteland that could have been a fertile field, but we refused to take control of that and stand up to the enemy in that area of life.
I mentioned something the last night and teaching the first chapter of Bereshit in our Torah 101, which is on my YouTube channel if you want to look at it. I made a statement that man was created alone. Man alone was created with the capacity and the ability to rule and have dominion over the earth.
Yeah.
There's no animal in the animal kingdom, no bird in the air that is capable of making decisions for humanity other than mankind himself. Mm-hmm. That does not mean, however, that man is operated at the full capacity and at the highest ability in doing so. If you give and give and give without required accountability and responsibility for what has been given, nothing ever gets done. And that is, I think, proven with the European Union, the United States, and other Arab countries that have given to the inhabitants of Gaza, and the money has been squandered away into bank accounts, and nothing has been really thoroughly invested. What could be an incredible city or cities with supporting farmlands, water systems, electrical generation plants. It was always poor us, poor us, poor us, no matter the billions of dollars given to poor us. But no one who was given such funds were going in and saying, now tell me what you did with it. I will not give you another dollar unless you give an accounting of what's already been given. If that had ever been done, that's just a simple, easy business principle, Mike. You balance the books. No business can run effectively, legally, without a bookkeeping system that accounts for what the funds are going in and going out. Without that, it's all going to be a cheat and a scam.
This we see this with that USAID. We didn't plan on going here, but when's the last time that stopped us? Uh, we see this with that USAID group. Okay, they were giving. I heard a list of some of the things that they were doing. One of them is giving to Peru. I think it was $43,000 to publish transgender comic books. Okay. Why does this all happen? Because, as you said, if you're not accountable to something, you're going to waste it. And so in Gaza, with the U.S. aid group, with the Red Cross, these people are not really, in the end, held accountable for anything. Why do they do that? They're using somebody else's money. Okay. So when you're using somebody else's resource and you didn't put anything into it, it's just given to you. Let's say that, you and I are up in Gloucester somewhere, and we decide to walk into Addicted to Golf. And as we're walking in, you're like, I really feel like I need to pay you back for your amazing friendship over these years. Here's my credit card. So whatever you find in the store, just go ahead and put it on my card. I'll take care of it. I'm probably not going to be looking at the bargain rack.
No, I know you. You wouldn't. I know exactly where you would go. Callaway section. Where is that at?
Yeah, where's the top of the line? It's not my. I didn't have to work for it.
Do you have any one of those new elite drivers?
Yeah, that's right. See, now you're talking, Barry. See, you've already planned this out for the next time I see you.
Mike, you're not a prophet.
This is a non-profit ministry, right? But this is the problem.
Books, brother.
Yeah. And so with that, if we don't understand what we've been given and the responsibility that we've been given with it, we're going to abuse it. We're going to take things for granted. I made a statement last week to the youth that this is how I started. Life is God's gift to you. What you do with it is your gift to Him. And so if we look at life as just some random chance act that's really meaningless, that, well, I'm just alive and, whatever, I don't really mean anything on this earth. And there is, I came from a monkey and all that stuff. Then we're really not going to do anything with that gift. We're going to abuse it. We're going to not take care of it. It's just kind of meaningless in the end.
There have been occasions where you give a child a gift and they look at you and say, "What's this?" Because they've never seen it before and they don't know what to do with it. But once you unpack it for them and show them the capabilities or the purpose of the gift, their eyes can open wide. Oh, you mean it'll do all of this? Yeah, that's what we got it for you to enjoy. And if it's, something that they really have an interest in, then they will pursue it. And who knows what you could germinate in their life for later on. Yah has given us a life. To be honest, there's not one person who has received this gift that knows what to do with it without asking him, okay, I have this gift from you. How does it work? How do I use it? What is the goal of this gift? What is its purpose? And if we go to the book and find out the instructions for the gift, that most of us are saying, I don't need no instructions. I know exactly what I'm going to do with this. And we'll put it together the wrong way and it won't work.
Yeah.
Humanity, how do I say this? And oftentimes it's a failed experiment. Too often it's a failed experiment when it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah,
Our
exactly.
lives, I know enough about what's going on in and around you and Kathy to know, life's not perfect. It's good. It's better than it has been in the past by reports. There have been some phone calls in the past. It's like, oh
Had some
yeah,
tr- had some trials. Yeah.
uh, I need you to help Mike Clayton, and y'all responded, Mike Clayton, Mike Clayton. Where is Mike Clayton these days? So, uh, Laura and
Yeah,
I
he's never lost me.
Laura and I have our challenges, stuff.
Yeah.
Life happens to all of us. But you learn. You have to learn this experiment called life that Yah has given to us. What a waste when it's not yielded to Him and given to His hands and say, "Show me what to do."
Mhm.
The arrogance and pride of man saying, "I got this." They're terribly faithful words.
Well, it's like, you mentioned the instructions. I can go to Walmart and buy something over in the furniture section and come home and probably with the box top be able to put it together. I would not try that with IKEA. Okay. Um, no, I mean, just the thought of, I don't even want to go into an IKEA store because I know that the instruction manual is like larger than the scripture because they have complicated everything. Okay. We get to the place that I think it's sometimes people can try to make life too complicated and they can also try to make it too simple. But in the end, it all comes back to whether you bought your bookcase at Walmart or IKEA, it came with an instruction manual. We have, as you held up, an instruction manual. It is the scripture. And I likened this past Shabbat that prayer is our call into the manufacturer.
Mm.
Right? You can call into the manufacturer for two reasons. Number one, troubleshooting. Now, a lot of people use prayer as troubleshooting. I'm in trouble. I don't know how to get out of this. God, help me. The other aspect is that maybe you took maybe you saw something in your life in the instruction manual, and you're going, okay, maybe I could use this tool or whatever it is, like your phone while you're texting on it.
I
I know.
I got something going
I
on
I
in
know.
the next room. I'm telling Laura she needs to come check.
I know. Um, I know exactly what you have going. I know exactly the trial of your life today. Okay, so we could actually call the manufacturer to say, okay, help me to understand something. I'm seeing something here in the instruction manual, but I'm not quite understanding how to use it to the greatest capability. Could you help me with that? So those are two aspects which we could tag the word prayer onto.
So, Mike, what is the goal of life? What are we after?
Okay. Okay.
Are we after convenience and comfort, ease, um, no problems, live life with no problems? Is that our goal? Is our goal
For some.
to become the best person that we can become, accepting whatever challenges come and learning to persevere and overcome and grow through them? Is it to build up everyone else that is around us, preparing for our future generations? Um, or are we just trying to stay out of hell and get to heaven? What is your goal? What are we trying to accomplish here? When the last breath is taken and nothing else can happen, whatever's earthly is done, what then? Did we live our life effectively? Do we leave a legacy or a mess?
Yeah.
And the
Or do we
choice for
leave?
that is now. It's not you can't wait till
Yeah.
later on and say, well, I'll figure it out as I go. You have to make choices now.
Yeah. Maybe the legacy and the mess is something that we leave a little bit of both. I mentioned this thing of being, life, taking life and making it too complicated or making it too simple. I just finished this morning reading the book of Ecclesiastes. It's a book I go back to over and over and over again. Probably at least once a year, I will read Ecclesiastes. Because here's a guy who was given amazing wisdom, but as we read Ecclesiastes, he kind of became he took life and made it really complicated of trying to figure it out.
And became depressed in the process.
Yeah. And then he said this. This is chapter 12 of Ecclesiastes, verse 13. Let me go back. Verse that was 13. Let me go to 12. In addition, my son, take heed. One can write many books. There is no end to it. And one can study so much that it wearies the flesh. Okay. To study so much that you get weary of the study and then forget the reason for your study. But then it says this in verse 13. Here is the final conclusion. Now that you have heard everything, fear God, keep his mitzvot, his commandments. This is what being human is all about. Micah would say it like this: human being, you have already been told what is good, what Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh demands of us, no more than to act justly, love grace, and walk in purity with your God. In the end, Barry, that's really what life boils down to. And along the way, try to complicate that. What is it? Well, what does it mean to keep his commandments? Well, those commandments done away with, or these commandments for today. And does shrimp actually have fins and scales? If you raise a shrimp in a farm, then it's actually clean. If you raise it next to the pig pen, which is in a farm also, and give them the right food, then that which is unclean becomes just complicating things to no end for no reason. Just read it and just obey it, trust and obey. That's the only way to be happy in Yeshua, is to trust and obey. Oh, threw that one in.
Sing it, bro.
No. I did. You didn't hear that?
Oh, I heard it.
That was my singing.
You were off.
Don't make fun of me, you musician. You who can play guitar and sing at the same time. Don't make fun of us no talent people. How rude. No wonder you're wearing a hoodie today.
Yeah.
Well, you're running for Congress?
It's cold outside. And I'm going to go outside today. All right.
Bring us back from the edge, brother.
I'm trying to think about where to go from here.
I just blew it.
I'm kind of in this frame of mind in that we've had several funerals.
Yeah.
Here recently in our area. We lost a treasure of a lady just shy of a month ago. Miss Ellie was, she would walk in and immediately people would gravitate to her. And I can still hear her laugh and see her smile on her face. And she is greatly, greatly missed. Her brother passed and was buried yesterday. I went to that funeral, and then we have a devastating piece of information that someone that has been associated and extended from House of David passed very, very unexpectedly, very suddenly, and this has left everyone stunned. The fragile state of life.
Yeah.
Whether it's anticipated because of sickness and long-term battles against disease, or whether it's a sudden, how did that happen variety.
Yeah.
Mike, the moment that the physical life ceases and we find whether we have prayed for their release because of suffering or whether we're stunned by it, when someone's crossed the veil over the veil, at that moment, I think what grabs us is we know because of their lifestyle oftentimes that they're either in, that they're well beyond the veil or they're not. These that I'm describing, they were all believers in Messiah and trusted him fully. And our anticipation is that they are with him and we don't know.
Yeah.
It's that unknown, the great beyond across this very thin veil. My dad passed a number of years ago, and I have ideas about how he is now. And I don't believe he's in heaven looking down on me and applauding every good thing that I do and frowning at what I don't do. I don't, an old coal miner reminded me one time, the Bible says the dead know nothing. So that's a good verse to keep in mind.
That might be, yeah. We don't know. And that's the thing. So, I mean, in the end, are we taking life for granted or not?
Recent events has got me contemplating. Barry, are you living your life the way it needs to be lived? Are you doing what needs to be done? Are you putting the right emphasis and focus on the right things? Are you spinning your wheels unnecessarily with things that are never really going to bear the fruit that you're looking for?
Yeah.
Your time, your energy, your investment, your prayer life, your prayer focus. Are you mismanaging that? Mike, we got one shot to live this life at this level in this realm. This is not all the life that it is, but it's the life that we have at the moment. And we can't just glide through this and say, okay, when I get to the other stages of life, then everything will be better and I won't have to worry about it. It's not a matter of worrying about something. It's about taking what the opportunity is in front of you and making it meaningful and fruit bearing.
Good word.
You encouraged me years ago, you need to put some seed in the ground and experience a plant coming up from what you planted and eating off of that plant. You need that experience. I mean, I helped Dad put out gardens when I was a kid, but as an adult, I never really had space or time for that. Well, the last several years, I've been investing in putting the right soil combination in my plot and trying to find quality plants or seeds and grow something. And I've eaten my own homegrown tomatoes. That's an experience you don't get by going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
So life lessons of fruit bearing require you got to get your hands dirty. You got to be invested in what your soil is, figuratively speaking. I know I'm meandering here. Just recent events has got me focusing on don't waste it. Don't while it away.
And for that reason, I will not be going online and seeing what all the YouTube prophets are saying about the meeting between President Trump and Mr. Netanyahu. I have better things to do in life than spend my time trying to have somebody else explain it when they really don't know what's going on either.
Like going to the Callaway section of the local golf store.
Hey, now, don't get personal. Don't get personal. I might quit praying for you.
You keep investing in those buckets of balls at the driving range, and one of these days you're going to shoot a score that you don't have to lie about.
I'll leave it with you there. All right. Okay. Well,
folks, thank you for watching. Hopefully something today will give you some cause to contemplate and focus or
to laugh at. Whatever.
Enjoy. Share it with your social media friends, and we hope to see you again next week, Mike.
All right. Take care, Barry.
See you, man.